Okay, so I wanted to talk about, I didn't want to talk about, I wanted to hear about your ideas about who would do the work in a resource-based economy and how will we transition. Because every time there is a Zeitgeist event and Peter Joseph goes and takes questions, these two questions are coming up, okay? They're always the first thing that's ridiculous. Why am I going to do any work for nothing, you know? So here is our race of automatons. What is it again? Automatons who are going to do all the work for us, right? What has two thumbs and loves to work? This guy! Okay, but I think that they're a little rough, or I think we're going to have to clean them up and get them a little more businessy. Right? Okay, so the first thing I wanted to begin a discussion about was, in a resource-based economy, now no longer is the goal to accumulate and acquire wealth. Okay, no longer is the goal to simply make money. This cuts out so many jobs. All right. Maybe it's better to look at it in this pie chart here. So when you say to people, as I am wont to do, that the job count decreases when you move away from money, immediately they say, oh yeah, well, you don't have any banks anymore, and there's no more stock market, right? But they're not thinking about, yeah, sure, bank is the most literal thing that deals with money, right? So is the stock market. But look at that. A quarter of the gigs you could get, this is only United States, by the way, because I don't know, the internet is global, but I couldn't find stats. A quarter of the jobs in this country are sales and sales-related occupations. Okay, so you're the sales guy, or you're the sales engineer who supports them technically, or you are, my mind's going a little blank, but I think you already can think of some things in your mind, too, about supporting sales. It's not just salespeople alone. And here we have office and administrative support occupations. Now, that can mean someone who works at the Red Cross, sure, but most of the time, it's the nice lady in the office who's helping out that guy, right? So, look, it's not 50%, but I'm a crude guy, and I see half right there. Right? So there are less jobs to do, and you know about the jobs we can automate, and I'll be getting to that in a moment. But, okay, here it says building, grounds, cleaning, and maintenance occupations, right? So if these other ones went away, maybe we're going to still need this. But like James was talking about, the factory workers gig, the cleaning, these things can be automated. Now, they're not going to be automated in a quick way, right? I mean, we're talking about decades here, not just flicking a switch. But as more and more things become automated, the count of jobs will decrease. I think I already mentioned, like, if you're in some rural area, maybe garbage collection still needs to be manual for a time, you know? There's still going to have to be people who are going to labor. Okay. So anyway, this is an open forum, and I was just trying to get your mind going about that. Does anyone have any thoughts about? My main point was supposed to be that the job count would decrease if you remove money. So it's not like the labor force will have a much less need for a large labor force. What you going to say?
The answer is, well, to me, what jumped out is how many people continue to either hobby or work beyond retirement. So that seems clear to me. Who will do the jobs? The people that want to continue to do the jobs. The people that want to, contribute.
Another thing that I always thought of was if people know, we say before, people know that they're being taken care of, they will want to help the system. So if, for instance, like, we know money is not going to disappear overnight. So you have to think of it a step-by-step process. Like, I usually think of things like a game of chess. Like, the more moves you make ahead, the better off you are. So you try to visualize what possible ways could you get people to actually want to help, because they think no one want to help. So you go to, like, people and tell them, look, we know food prices are high. And you be transparent. Look, this is the plan that we have. that we want to do. We're going to reduce food prices over time, and these are the goals we want to achieve. So these are some tasks that we're going to need to get done. As these tasks get done, prices will actually start going lower. So every time you go to the supermarket, you see the price of bread, 7 being $2 is $1.50. 7 being $1.50 is $1. You see the
That
system
just blow
working.
your mind, right?
Yeah, you see the
That's going
system
backwards.
working for you. You think like, man, everything is getting cheaper. Sheesh, this system is working for me. If I see them building cleaning jobs, I'm going to participate and help with that because I see the benefit going. So it's a combination of having a goal, being transparent, letting people see what's going on. When they see it working for them, they're going to be much more likely to want to help. Like, wait a second, something that costs $200 is now $50. And as it slowly decreases, it comes to a point people are like, you know what, it makes no sense. At the same time, the culture gets used to prices getting low. So some people think, okay, if everything's free, everyone's going to take it. Like, no, this makes no sense. When they
At first they might, but
yeah, but it won't go. It won't happen like that. It will be a slow increment of knocking down. So if a TV was $1,000 and now it's like $10, everyone's going to want to jump it. But if it's 1,000, it drops to 900, to 950, then 7. It keeps on dropping, and the culture gets used to things being cheaper.
Yeah.
And then it gets so low when it's not even feasible to cost anything. The culture has gradually changed along with the prices getting low. So you don't get people rushing, taking everything because they learn that that's how the way it is. You don't get people not wanting to help and do anything because they see everything is going low, getting better for them, and they have much more, have a lot of free time and access. They're going to be more willing to do it. So to me, if you think along those lines, it'll be really easy and obvious, and you can think of how that can go off in other directions as well. So that's what I think.
I just like to take it back to the earliest days of humanity, the hunter-gatherers, when there was no money. Why did they clean their area? To be healthy and sanitary. Why did they toil? To grow or obtain food, to protect each other, to build tools. They didn't do it for money. They did it to sustain the environment they were living in for themselves, and that's what we need to do again.
Yeah.
We'll toil not for money, but because we're going to be doing the same thing we do there.
yeah.
Or this guy, Mr. Killmoney, he's in the New York chapter, was active with us. And he told us this one time when we were doing like a sort of a subway canvas. It was the day of the, Occupy Times Square. And he said, every single night, my mother used to put food on the table for me. Not because she loved money, but that was out of love for me. So that's one of the other things is, love the earth, love each other, stuff like that.